Welcome to DataViz Daily. I'm Kevin McGinley, and I've got a new data set here that I'm working with. This is a listing of IMDb movies, and you can see here that I've got 5,043 movies in this data set. And if I go ahead and take a look at the data set a little bit, you can see here this is the sort of layout for the data set. We can switch to the mode here where it kind of shows us a summary of the data and gives us an idea of what's in the data set. And you can see here that within content rating and within color, we have some rows that are null. So what can I do if I want to get rid of those null rows, because I don't want to analyze those rows in the data set, but I want them sort of permanently removed. I don't want to have to always go in and apply a filter in my canvas that says content rating is not null or color is not null. What can I do? Well, fortunately, there is a new feature within Oracle Data Visualization 12.2.2 called the data flow. And what I can do here is when I go in and create a data flow under data sources, it's going to ask me for a data source that I want to work with, and in this case I'm going to use IMDb. And there are a number of different things that I can do within a data flow. The first thing, and the thing that we're going to focus on today, is using the filter step. So you can see here I'm going to start with my data set, I'm going to add a step. You can see here the different types of steps that we can do. We'll talk about some of these steps later, but I'm going to go ahead and add a filter. And so the first filter that I'm going to add is color is not null. And we'll go ahead and validate that. It's validated. I'll hit apply. And I'm going to go ahead and add a second step. I'm going to go filter again. And this time we want content rating is not null. Validate that. It's validated. Hit apply. And then the last step that we're going to add is to create a new data set from these two applied filters. And we'll actually call this IMDb2. So what you can do now, you can go ahead and save this if you want. We can call this IMDb filter. Hit OK. And this will be listed amongst all the different data flows that I have, and I'll show you that in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and click the execute data flow to start that running, and you can see here that the features are accessible while that's running. And we'll go out here to data sources and look at our existing data flows. So you can see here that IMD filter was just modified. Its status, although this should say complete, this actually did complete successfully. So what I can do now is go to my data sources, and I can find my new, let's sort this, my new IMDb2 data set that was created just now. And I can use that to start a new DataViz project. And let's go ahead and add a calculation so that we can get our count of movies here. So we'll just call that number of movies, if I can type properly, and we'll do a count of movie title. Where's movie title? Right there. So we'll do a count of movie title, hit save, and we'll build a quick tile out of that. And where before we had 5,043 movies, now we have 4,727. So it created a new data set where those rows that had null values that we didn't want in our data set anymore are permanently removed. So anytime I use this data set in the future, I don't have to apply a filter up here in the filter bar. So that's an example of using filters within the new data flow capability within Oracle Data Visualization 12.2.2. Tune in next time. I'll kind of get into these data flows in a little bit more detail on what you can and what you can't do with them. Thanks for watching.